Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of Contracting in Brazil. Yes, we are now in July. It's early in the first half of July, and following on from our harvesting contracts last time, we picked up a couple of cultivating contracts for the same fields. And what we are going to do currently is run down the shop and pick up a cultivator that I'd ordered. Lovely. Yes, so we bought ourselves a cultivator. There was one on sale, but unfortunately we don't have the horsepower to run it. Although, as it turns out, this jobby is roughly the same as the other one price-wise, and actually slightly better, so we got it instead. The old Lizard PB3. It's a little 5-metre cultivator that should do us quite well. So I'm looking forward to that. Now let's have a quick look at the contracts, see what we've got. So we've got 14 and 63 are the cultivating ones, and I also grabbed an oat harvest contract in field 38. Now the reason I grabbed that one is, well, it's oats for one, so it's marginally different from what we'd done last time with the barley, but it's actually right next to where our sort of base camp, not base camp, where our corporate headquarters is located. It's literally the field right above us. So I figured I'd grab that one. I forget offhand where it actually delivers to. Knowing my luck, it's going to be... Oh, it's down there. Okay, that is the co-op sales container sales behind the cooperative. Yes, so we've got those 3 contracts on at the minute. I forget where... there's field 14. Yeah, so there's a few others that we are potentially looking at as well. We may cultivate field 67, since we are cultivating at the moment. And also there's a couple of other harvest ones, potentially. Field 18 is a good one for canola. And we also have, I think, was it field 58? 58 is oats. 54 is still that large one of barley that we sort of avoided last time. But if we have a quick look at where field 18 is, I mean, we could do 9 and 11. They are pretty close together. But it's 18, 21, because I know field 9... Field 9 is up there and field 11 is there. They're fairly close to us, so we could get those. Field 19, or 18, field 18 is all the way down here. Now, in order to get down there, what we may have to do is get ourselves some sort of trailer, a low loader of some sort, for the combine, because it's quite slow. So getting it all the way down there would be a bit of a pain in the bum, if I'm honest. But if we get something, we can then sort of run it down the back roads at a fairly decent speed to pick up that field there. But we'll think about doing that later on. Right now, as I said, we are going to be doing some cultivating today. That is our main plan for right now, because obviously we've got to get our name around with the locals. The more work we can do, especially the more repeat work we can do for people, there is always a chance that if fields come up for sale, we might get a discount off the owner if we've been doing a lot of work for them. So that would be quite fortuitous for us. So let's crack on with this here. And I seem to be stuck in first gear again. Well, not first gear. Yes, it is first gear. Tell a lie. There we go. Sometimes you have to give it a bit of a kick just to get it to go. And we are generating quite a bit of dust there. That is unsurprising, because this is post-harvest and it's quite sunny down here. We haven't had any moisture really to sort of dampen it down, so we are expecting it to be quite dusty. Oh yes. However, this is going to be one of those long jobs again. And it would be rude of me to throw up a montage this early on in the proceedings, but you never know, we might have to do that. But as things go, after last time we cashed in the contracts and got a fairly decent amount of money off of it. Yeah, it wasn't, they're not like high spending contracts at the moment, but between the bits of crop that we got, and the actual payout from the contracts, especially for using our own equipment. We didn't have to take a hit on that either, so that was nice. Yeah, we made a little bit of money. We ended up with I think it was 48 grand before we purchased this thing today, so that's not too bad. It's a pretty decent start, I think, considering we are new to the area here. Now, I've got plans for... we need to sell our bales at some point. And in order to do that, we may need to get some sort of lifting device. Now, this tractor, I believe, can be fitted with a front loader. So we'll potentially be looking at doing that in a few months. I forget exactly when the best time for silage is. I'm pretty sure it's later in the year, sort of in October, November time. I know we looked at it before. I think we did anyway. But yeah, so at some point in the near future, we'll have to look at getting something attached to this, or depending on what comes up in the sales. Oh, running out of puff there. Depending on what comes up in the sales, then we may end up having to get we may pick up a different tractor that we can put a front loader on. It just depends what's going on in the sales. Come on. I may even have to upgrade this a little bit. It is struggling a bit, bless it. It really shouldn't be, but for some reason it is. Do I need to change down a gear range, maybe? In a bit of trouble. We shouldn't be, but we are. Yeah, the minute we hit that gear, it just all goes to pot, doesn't it? Oh, that's awkward. We were doing so well around the entire field, and then that happened. Well, I guess that's the price you pay for having older machinery, some of which is actually used. But that is not a problem. We are doing what we can, and sort of once we get a bit more established, obviously we'll be able to upgrade equipment and get bigger and better things as we go. Now we should be able to switch up to second gear. There we go, lovely. Now I'm just going to go straight across down here, I think. Yeah, that looks good. I think we're already 32% complete with the cultivation on this field, so that's not terrible. I think we can live with that, considering all we've done is gone round the headland once. I don't think we go any faster than 9 miles an hour in this, with this cultivator dragging behind us. No, we don't. And that's okay. Alright, well, let me continue on with this. Might not actually do a montage so soon on this one. Maybe we'll cut back in when we're doing the next field, because obviously there is a fair bit of work to be done, and we've got to get all these fields done as quick as we can. The quicker we can turn around the contracts, the quicker we can earn a bit of money and continue on. So that is always a good thing. Yeah, so I'll carry on with this, and then we'll come back maybe when we're moving to the next field. See what's happening there. Yeah. Yes, I think that was all I was going to say there, but knowing me, there was probably something else. But if there was, I cannot remember now what in the heck it was. So yes. We'll come back in a little bit once we've made a bit of progress on this field, so we can have a look and see where we are at. Alrighty, so we are back again. As you can see, we're on a different field now. We've finished field 63, I think it was, and we are over here now on 67. Not 67, 14. We don't have 67. But yeah, the contract here is progressing nicely. In fact, we just hit 79%. That's pretty good. We've managed to find a nice groove where we can keep up the power fairly well, keep up a good speed around here. Although this tractor is starting to struggle a bit, so we may have to perhaps upgrade the tyres at some point, because I think we've got those used ones on there that it came with being second hand. So yeah, we might have to get something a little bit better on there possibly. I'm not sure if it's a traction issue or just a gearing issue, because this is an old tractor. And we are sort of pushing the boundaries a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad with this cultivator at least. But nonetheless, we are still progressing nicely. So you may notice in the top right corner there, the money has gone down slightly. And the reason for that is because we purchased a a low loader for the harvester, yes. Now, it's actually very similar to the one that we had in the Silver Run Forest. Looks like it's the same manufacturer. It just came in a different colour. The one we've got is a blue one with black wheels, which is perfectly fine. But I figured probably what we would do off camera, since just last episode we were harvesting the old barley, I figured what we would probably do is maybe get those 2 wheat contracts and do those off camera another day, because they were, in fact, we'll have a quick look here. Contracts, where are we now? Yeah, we've got 48 and 49 were a couple of wheat harvests down on the bottom side, and we could potentially do the oat harvest down there as well. And also, let's see, 9 and 11 are fairly close together, but they're small, although they are both, oh no, one's oat and one's wheat, and I've completely missed my line there, but oh well, not to worry. So yeah, that's the idea in the long run, is we are going to look at doing that with the harvester. Like I say, we've done barley, and barley is largely the same as wheat when it comes to actual harvesting. I mean, technically speaking, oats is as well, but we'll have a quick look at that one once we get done here. And I've lost my speed. Will you let me change gear, Mr. Tractor? Yes, you will. Fantastic. Now, it could even be a horsepower issue, because I think we are, I mean, this is an older tractor. It is second hand, although we are trying to keep it in as good a state of repair as possible. But obviously, older tractor, it's going to have lost a few ponies over the years, as they say, in the old engine there. But nevertheless, it is getting the job done. Oops. Knocked all the way down to neutral, and then it shoved it in the wrong gear for us. Let's try a second. Come on. There we go. Lovely. Now, I don't believe there was anything else particularly useful in the sales market. Now, obviously, that would be fantastic, but we can't afford that at the moment, so that's a big no-no. And, yeah, I mean, there is this little Volvo for 140 horsepower, but I think we're okay with what we've got right now. Although that power harrow could be interesting. I think it was a power harrow. We'll have to check it later on. But, in fact, I say later on, let's check it now while we're on this road here. Or not road, this direction. Yeah, that's a cultivator. Kind of looks like a power harrow. But, yeah, it's definitely a power harrow. Ah well, who knows. But yeah, we are not too worried about that. We've got this one. And we shall keep on using it, because it is, I think, 5 metres wide, which isn't a bad width. Yeah, so we should be finishing the contract on this field fairly soon. Hopefully 1 or 2 more passes will get it for us. In fact, there we go. Leroy Wilson grants us a 5% discount on future field purchases if we buy a field from Leroy. Well, that's good. What I shall do here, since we've just left a couple of little manky lines going on, I'll just clean those up a little bit, and then I'll see you back at base when we get on with the little oat harvest that is right next door to us. Since that is in our field, then I think it would be nice to do that. Oh, in our field, what am I talking about? It's right next to our HQ, right next to our depot, I guess you could call it. Yeah, vehicle repository, something like that. But yeah, we'll get this finished quick and then head over there, cash in the contracts, and get started harvesting the oats. Alrighty, we just got back to the farm here with, I say farm, I'll have to think of a name for this place. The equipment storage yard? The yard, we'll call it the yard, there we go. So we just got back to the yard with our new low loading trailer. It's a bit ragged, but it will do the job. And the important thing is it's wide enough for the harvester, which is currently just sat in here. We were going to give it a little bit of maintenance before we go, and in fact we're going to need to get something to wash this with too. So let's repair it. Well, it's only going to cost $59 to repair right now, so that is good. And $7 for the header. Not too expensive, that's always a good thing. From what I understand, the more often and frequently we repair it, the better it will be in the long run. It should save us money if we do frequent and often repairs. But I could be wrong on that, I don't know for sure. So yeah, our next gambit here is this field just to our left. It is exceedingly close to our farm, so I figured why not give it a go. Just need to hop out here quick and open the gate. And we can pretty much roll straight into the field and start going. That's how close it is. I do have access to the land, honest. There we go, lovely. Proper job, there we go. So this is oats. Now obviously, much like the barley harvest, it is going to be a fair bit of forwards and backwards, cutting this, loading it into probably the lorry, depending on where we go. I want to try and keep that off the field as best as I can. So since we're actually fairly close, we've got roads running around at least two edges of this field, we should be fairly okay. But we'll see how it goes. Tiny bit slow creeping up the hill here. But this is actually going to be quite a big job. I hadn't realised how solid this field, how large rather, this field really is. That is going to take a bit slow coming over the crest there. Yeah, this is a very wee harvester. Hopefully we can upgrade this before too long. Come on, Mr. Harvester, you can do it. Yeah, the sooner we can get some probably sideways action going, I think the better it will be. We'll get an idea from the headland how we will take this. Obviously, the less up and down we have to do, or less up we have to do, the better. But we can certainly go crosswise. We are back up to 6 miles an hour. It seems exceedingly slow, this. It really does. It shouldn't, but it feels like it is. Now I'm thinking what we might actually do when we get to doing the straight bits up and down is, when I say straight bits, we'll probably go just sort of side to side, try and stay on the slope a little bit, kind of like this. That way we can keep up the max speed. Yeah, sort of kind of go this way, back and forth. Just a tiny little nub in there, but that should be fine. Oh, 10% completed already. Oh, actually, speaking of, let me just pull up here quick. And we'll cash in the contracts that we've already completed, which is this one and that one. And those pretty much paid for the trailer that we just got, in fact, so that works out all right. But yeah, there's a lot of harvesting gigs on the go at the minute, and I think harvesting is going to be where we make the money for right now. That is going to be our biggest money spinner, I think, for the moment. Now, of course, harvest season only lasts so long, so we will need to look at doing something probably over the winter. Not looking at doing anything forestry related, but maybe we'll save up some money and look at getting some productions in somewhere. depending on how much money we can make between now and then, possibly purchasing a small spot of land that we can do some stuff to, get some placeables on it, maybe something more to generate some money. Could even maybe get a few more solar panels, something like that. Haven't properly decided yet, but yeah, anything that we can get to increase the income generally will be a good thing. And obviously contracts is one of the main reasons we are here. We are trying to set up and establish a contracting business down in Brazil. Get our names out there, so to speak, logistics, farm management, all that sort of stuff. Because you never know, something might come up in a neighbouring area down here we can expand to, carry on. You just don't know. So yeah, this is going to be fairly slow going, so in order to not bore you with another montage immediately of harvesting, straight after the last one, I'll carry on with this off screen and we'll come back probably when something exciting happens, maybe at the end of the contract or when we head into the second half of the month, because this is probably going to take us at least until then with this field this size. It's going to take us a fair while, I think. And so yeah, I shall see you all again sometime later, but not too much later, just a bit. Alrighty, we are back and we just dropped off the last load of oats from field 38. We finished the contract and got $1,600 in bonus crop money. That is definitely not a bad thing. So now we are going to head back up. It is also the second week in January now. Not January, July. Second week in July. Oh, and I'm not even driving on the road. Yeah, we had a little bit of a lengthy harvest, and I've been discovering that harvester, while a good starter harvester, was perhaps not as useful as I had thought it would be. I mean, it's got us it has got us through a few jobs, but it is also starting to seem like it is having a bit of trouble, particularly on some of the fields that we've been working on up here. Now, on some of the flatter fields it might be okay, but particularly on field 38, it's been, I've gone the wrong way, I need to back up and go up there instead. Yeah, on these sort of fields that have a bit of a slope on them, it doesn't look like much, but it is surprisingly heavy on and taxing on the harvesters itself. So what I've kind of been thinking is we might run it back to the shop and see about getting a quick upgrade. Now, I'm not 100% sure if we can afford it yet. We may have to do field 38 first. Field 39 first. Actually, we've got a contract we can turn in. I'll have a quick look. We're almost back there now. Because field 39... oh yeah, that was the thing. Field 39 popped up for harvest as well. And it is actually the one right next to the one we were harvesting. But yeah, I don't know if you can kind of see it there now. There's quite a lot of gradient on this field, and we've been having a bit of trouble with the harvester. You know, like we saw in the beginning, coming up the side here, it was a bit slow. It might be better on this top field, because this is definitely looking a bit flatter. So we might actually give that a go quick, but nonetheless, let's hop up here and check the old contracts, because we have finished field 38, so we can cash that one in. Let's collect on that. And field 39 is the one right next to us, so we'll do that. But what we were looking at previously, there was the cultivating contract, and then 48 and 49 down south, possibly even 58. 44 is still a humongous job, but if I wander down here and just grab the harvester again, we'll make a start on that contract, I think, up there, and just see what happens, because yeah, so this field has proven to be quite difficult and definitely quite slow because it's on this this sort of off cam, but we did manage to kind of fudge it a bit by going sideways across it, but even then it was having a bit of trouble just generally, sort of labouring quite a bit on any inclination change, as it were. And you can see here even now it's having a bit of a fight to get up the hill. But nonetheless, we shall start here and see how it goes. But before we do start, let me show you what I was thinking we would do. In the harvesters section, it's the sort of bigger brother of the one that we've got. And we did obviously get this one on sale. We've got this one, the 100 horsepower 3640. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have an engine upgrade or anything that affects the engine. No, it's just 100 horsepower. But the next one up for 45 grand is this one. It's got 180 horsepower, a slightly bigger tank, and it looks like this. Now, we would probably get the 4-wheel drive version for no extra charge by the look of it. And it's got some other potential things on it that we could do. Obviously, some of these things for money we are probably not going to do, but that's something we could look at getting in the future. I mean, we could even get a cabin on this one, but I'm not too concerned about that straight away. But yes, it's got side float. Oh, that's the header at the front, header attachment. Okay, and see, this one does actually have a trailer attached at the back of it as well, which is good, and it is slightly faster than the one we've got at 18 miles an hour. So that, I think, might be a potential upgrade, especially because we are right slap in the middle of harvest season. And then if we get on the field, there we go. Yes, then since we are slap in the middle of harvest season, it might actually pay to look at upgrading the combine first before anything else. Now, fortunately, we do have, see, it's struggling even just to get up this little incline at the minute. That is not the best result. Yeah, I think that's probably what we are going to do. So we'll run a headland around here, I think, and then head over and just get that harvester, because it's I mean, we could struggle through this contract with it, with this one, just get a little bit of use, but even that's small. Yeah, and it could just be we've been unlucky with the fields and had the particularly undulating ones, as it were. But I do absolutely love this terrain out here. It is really fun and interesting terrain to actually be harvesting. It is unfortunately not that great with the old harvester. This would be much more suited to sort of fields half this size, possibly even half the size of this one that we're doing now. But yes, so what we'll do is we'll run around, do the headland quick, drop it off into the lorry that's just there, and then I think we'll bring the Toyota around with the trailer, pick it up and run down to the shop with it, because I think that's going to be our next big purchase, because that will be probably a good thing. And then some of those contracts we can get on with off camera as well, like the wheat harvest, canola harvest, or the other oat harvest, that sort of thing. Might save the canola one for next time, depending on how well it goes. But yes, in fact, we're almost back at the lorry now. So I shall finish this headland, offload the crop, and see you probably up at the shop in a little bit. Alright, here we are coming up on the shop with our exceedingly wide load here. Let's see how much money we'll get for this. Hopefully it will be enough to cover the cost. I mean, well, it's going to be enough to cover the cost because it's only $1,000 we need or something. But Yeah. Okay. And off. Now, what I am going to do quick is park it up here. We'll repair the header, but we might actually keep the header because there's a small chance, depending on what the other one looks like, and the financial situation, of course, that we may not want to. So let's just repair the header. Oh, the paint condition's atrocious. We bought that brand new as well. Oh well, we get 8,000 for this, that's good. Let's repair that up and repaint it and sell it for 12 grand. That is fantastic. Okay, now before we do that, let's have a quick look at the harvester that we are going to get, which is this lovely Massey for 45 grand. I'm pretty sure there isn't anything else that cheap that we can get that will be functional. I mean, there's that for 55, but no, that's going to be largely the same. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get this Massey here. There we are. We'll go, oh, hello. Crawler tracks. No, I don't think we need the crawler tracks. We'll stick with the four-wheel drive. We don't need any extra tyres or anything wacky. And we don't want any other odds and ends that are going to cost money. Oh, we do want a license plate on it because we're probably going to get a thing at some point. What did I just do? I think that was a D, wasn't it? Let's go back. I didn't mean to press that. Oh, I know what I meant to do. I meant to do that. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, let's purchase that quick. And let's have a look at the header. So that is going to be 9 grand. But, hang on. That only goes at 4 miles an hour. I mean, it's almost a metre wider, but that's, I think, slower. The corn harvester, yeah, those usually are slower, I think. Let's check on that one. Yeah, 6 miles an hour. Oh no, those are 6 miles an hour as well. No. Oh well, maybe it's just this one. But yeah, this one, that is a 6 mile an hour header. Okay. Well, what we'll do then, we'll hang fire on the header for now. Because if we can use this one again, it might not be quite as wide, but assuming it all connects and works properly, having the extra speed on it might be more valuable than the extra bit of width, assuming it's going to connect, of course. Well, it's attached, and I mean, it's on there. Harvester's almost as wide as the header. Crumbs. And I've gone on the wonk for that, but ironically it's not that far off anyway. Okay, let's get this on here. There we go. Hop out of that and take our tiny Toyota of massive power. I think it's only like 200 horsepower or something. But yes, we'll tow this massive load back to the field, and I shall see you there. Just in case any shenanigans happen along the way. Oh, thank goodness they turned. Yeah, we might accidentally knock over a street sign or two, but we'll try our best not to. Okay, here we are coming back to the field now. So what I'm going to do is run the same sort of starting position that we were down here, just to see how it performs going up the hill like that. Oh cracky, they got that field flipped in a hurry. I wonder how they managed that so fast. And more importantly, why they didn't ask me for help. That's okay. Sometimes the farmers do what they need to do. Okay. Do we have to open anything on this harvester? And no, there's nothing to open. We will disable the straw swath for now. Who knows, that may be something we'll negotiate with the farmers further on down the line, just to see if... yeah, nothing we need to unfold. Just to see if we need to... what am I trying to say? Oh, I have no idea what I'm trying to say now. Oh, yes, straw. We may be able to negotiate collection of the straw from them. That could be useful down the line, who knows. Now, since this doesn't have a spreader, it is just going to flop on the ground there. But that's okay. And you know, so far we are doing quite well. That 6 metre header is... 6 mile an hour speed is going nicely. And we had zero trouble getting up the hill there. So that's good. Well, what we might have to do then is just use this header for a while. We could perhaps look at an upgrade later on down the line. But I think for now we are going to continue on and get this harvest finished. Likely as not, we will do a couple of harvests off camera, just to pass the time a little bit and continue on without bogging everyone down in continuous harvest content. Let's have a quick look. Actually, I'm just curious. It only says it's compatible with that one. Okay, well, let's have a quick squiz at harvester headers. 5 mil there. Do we have any small massy ones? I've got a turn coming up. Let's make that turn and head down this way. Okay, I've got a small... No, that's trailers. Headers. I don't know if we've got any massy headers floating around, but... no, an 18 footer would be far too big, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's only... yeah, it's a 300 horsepower thing. Oops, gone slightly off target there. I mean, who knows, there might be another header that we could get for this instead. But for now, we'll just stick with this one, I think. Because it's going 6 miles an hour, and it's certainly not having any trouble with the hill, like the other harvester did. And that's good, you know, at the end of the day, that's a speed increase for us. We've got a slight capacity boost on this, and besides that, I think we should be good to go. Now, we'll take one last look at the contracts. Yeah, that's not spreading anywhere, which is fine. Yeah, we'll take one last look at the contracts. I picked up Field 18, the canola one, and also Field 48, because hopefully we can get 48 and 49 going. And we may even consider taking on Field 44 if it's still available later on in the month, or next month rather. Oops. Yeah, we need to get a wriggle on here obviously, because it is there is some rain on the forecast. Hopefully that won't impact us too much, but you never know. Yes, it's the second week in July, or the second half of July, so that would be some late July rain. Yeah, we got stuck in first gear there, that's why it was only doing 5 up that little patch, I just hadn't noticed. But yeah, I think overall we are doing okay, we're filling up nicely. And we're trotting around this field. As much as I hate having to buy a new harvester that quickly, I think that is definitely a good purchase for us going ahead, because obviously we'll be doing a lot of harvest contracts. And yeah, so we shall continue with this, and hopefully we'll see you again next time when we carry on doing more harvest, probably more harvest contracts. Yeah, with any luck we'll get into the seeding and fertilising sort of range at that point, and we'll see how the money's doing and what we can do for making some more, or some other avenues of profit increase. So yes, on that note, I shall bid you all farewell. And just one last thing to say, if you've enjoyed whatever this was, then do please give us a like. Consider hitting the old subscribe button there too if you have not already. Comments are always welcomed, and if you would like to share this video, that would be greatly appreciated. With that, thank you all for watching, and I shall bid you farewell. Cheerio, everyone.